Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. I am Katrina and today I'm going to tell you how my Etsy shop got permanently banned. Not temporarily suspended, not deactivated, not certain listings taken down. They shut your whole girl shop down. Okay, so I'm finally going to tell you this happened right before the Christmas rush. So I was devastated last year. This happened in October or November of 2022. I'll pull up the official letter when I got the notice. I'll show you my Etsy shop. Well, the red suspension letter that's on my shop. I tried reopening other shops. Those got shut down as well instantly before I could even put a listing up. I'll tell you how and why that happens, and I'll also try to tell you how you can restore your account and get a brand new Etsy shop. So stay tuned, stick around. I'm gonna give you all the information. I'm not gonna hold anything back. This was actually my fault, and I'll tell you why. I will tell you why. But I'm gonna give you some tips on how you can prevent your shop from being permanently banned, and if it does, how you can get your shop back. All right, so stay tuned. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you found this video helpful. And if this is your first time here, I post weekly content on how to grow and start your business and awesome cool DIYs with Cricut, Silhouette, Juliet, DTF, all that good stuff. Okay, I have been permanently banned ever since last year, around I believe October or November. I'll double check the date, but I've been on Etsy ever since October 2020. So I've been on Etsy almost a complete 2 years. And I guess I knew all the rules. I definitely knew all of the rules, all the to-dos and not to-dos, but Etsy is hard. Etsy is hard. But in the beginning, I was a little naive and I did not do my due diligence. So I am going to be sharing with you what happened to me and how I can help you and prevent you from getting permanently banned as well. Now, there are different stages. There are different circumstances. Sometimes people get their listings deactivated. That happened to me as well. You can get strikes on your account. I've never gotten strikes, but I have had listings deactivated. I've had people, hating on my shop, and I'm pretty sure people would call in or would flag my shop or whatever it is that they do to try to get your shop shut down. So I believe that's happened to me a few times because I was like, yo, what is going on? Who is out to get me? I'm out here just selling my little stuff, minding my business in my own little corner, trying to grow my store. But nevertheless, finally one day I go log on to my site and I'm like, your site is completely permanently banned. I said, what? I was so annoyed. I was so devastated, but at the same time, I kind of in the back of my mind kind of knew, right? Bear with me. Don't come for me in the comments. We all know, we've all heard the horror stories, about trademark infringement, all that different stuff. But I was trying to work my way around it. So I'm going to be brutally honest with you guys because I was going on things that I heard and I didn't really, research it myself to find out. I was actually taking some other influencers' advice and, different things, trying to, I guess, finagle my way into making sure that, I can make money off of these products, but it's just not worth it. It's literally not worth it. So I'm going to tell you what happened to me. I'm going to tell you what you should and shouldn't do. And if you want to potentially get your shop back, if you've had your shop permanently banned, what steps you can take to get your shop reopened, if that's the route. So I just said, let me move my stuff to another site because, you put all your blood, sweat, and tears, you build your Etsy shop up, you build rapport with customers, you have repeat customers, and then, to have your shop shut down, literally with no warning, and then you lose all of that. You literally lose all that. So that's why I say do not have all your eggs in one basket. Just make sure you have other things to fall back on because even though my circumstance might not be your situation, but still, people getting their shop shut down left and right without warning. It's just crazy. All the stories I have heard. Now, I'm not going to get into all the different reasons why you can get your shop potentially closed and shut down, but what I am going to tell you is what happened to me specifically. So to give you some background, I opened up my shop in 2020. 2020. I don't remember the exact date that I opened up my shop, but I made my very first sale on November the 19th of 2020. And I made my last official sale on October 31st, 2022. So it was almost a complete 2 years that I sold on Etsy. I made 5 figures. I was doing really well. So I started out selling bling mugs. I started out doing tumblers, custom birthday t-shirts, all of that stuff. And then I'm looking on Etsy because I was scared at first, right? I was scared at first of all the stuff that you heard, all the horror stories. But I was on Etsy, I was looking at everyone else's shop, and that's where I went wrong. Do not look at what other people are doing. I tell you guys that a lot. Do not look at what everyone else is doing, because it got me in trouble, guys. It got me in trouble. So I'm like, oh, that person over there is selling Disney. That person over there is selling stuff. Like, and then what kind of gets you is people can sell the SVGs and all that stuff. I'm like, okay, well, listen, how can I work my way around this? So I heard someone say, as long as you're not selling the exact replica of what, like, say for instance, Disney is selling, then you're good. So I started making, you know, everyone is out here making these custom birthday shirts with the names. Okay, well, you can't go to Disney, and I don't think you can, and get your name. As many times I went to actual Disney World, I've never seen like, oh, let me get that with my name on it. So I'm like, but you're still using their logos, you're still using their characters, so you can't do it. So I never got my Disney stuff shut down, believe it or not, like never, because I was using, I thought I was good because of what someone said. As long as you're customizing it, and as long as you're doing, because everyone is out here selling, you know, Disney tumblers, Disney shirts, birthday shirts and stuff, right? So I'm thinking it was all good. What got me messed up, and I know so many people have their own opinions about it, so I just say don't do it. So if I ever did go back on Etsy, I would stay completely free and clear of that. So I was out here selling the Encanto shirts. You know, every time a big movie came out, within hours, someone literally had like all this stuff already posted and is selling and making money. So I'm like, how is this possible? You know, Encanto came out, everyone's selling Encanto shirts. The new release of Little Mermaid is about to come out. You don't think everyone's gonna be out here selling Little Mermaid shirts? I mean, people are doing it. Should you do it? That's up to you. That's up to you and your discretion if you want to risk it and get caught. But I went for a long time without getting caught. But you can only go for so long without getting caught, right? What's done in the dark is going to come to light, even though Etsy is not really in the dark. But depending upon your shop, depending upon how many eyes are on your shop, you know, people start to notice you. And then next thing you know, they can report you. They can ding your shop. So before my shop got shut down, I only had like one listing where I got a notice where it said we're going to deactivate your listing, okay? And that was still under like the Roblox, because I had multiple listings for gaming, for Roblox. So that, or it might have been the Among Us. I think that's what happened. The Among Us got shut down, right? And like I said, I did not check. I was not checking, you know, to see, because everyone else was selling it. Everyone else was selling it. You could buy the SVGs. Everyone was selling. I was like, I'm late to the game. My son came to me and he said, Mom, can you please make me a custom Roblox hoodie? So I made him a custom gaming Roblox hoodie. So at the time, my son had a YouTube channel and he was gaming. He was playing Roblox. So he wanted some merch. That's what he kept telling me. Ma, I want some merch. I want some merch. I was like, okay, cool. If your channel blows up, if you become popular, we can sell it, right? So that's what I was thinking. So I made him a shirt. Next thing you know, some of his friends was like, oh, we want one, we want one. So I was like, let me just make this a listing and create a listing for it. And I had a custom Roblox hoodie where you can customize it with your character, your username on the sleeve. No one else was doing that. A lot of people just had like the regular, you know, characters that you would see, and then you would have like the Roblox logo. But I said, let me do something different. That's what you want to do. You want to set your shop apart, right? So I set my shop apart, but they came for me. They came out with all the goons and they was like, nope, shut it down. So when I logged on to Etsy, I found out that my shop had completely got permanently banned one day without no warning, without like, okay, deactivate the listing at least tell me, all right, so at least give me a letter, you know, and tell me, all right, take the listing down like they did the one time. So I guess they said, oh, I was a repeat offender. Okay, I did it once, we took the listing down, but that was for Among Us. Now Now I'm doing the Roblox, and I'm like, okay, at least let me take the listing down. So I sent them letters. I was doing everything I could to try to appeal it, but they was like, nope, not trying to hear me. I could have been real spiteful. I could have been real petty, because I went back to Etsy and I'm still seeing other people selling Roblox. I'm like, what in the world? Now I know everyone on Etsy don't have like a partnership or don't have the rights to resell this stuff as well. So, and their stuff look more like the official stuff. You can go in there and you can create your own character. So people were sending me their photos and I was using those photos. So that's how I thought I was okay. But nevertheless, somebody was hating on my shop. Someone was hating on my shop and reported me. I don't know how it really happened. You don't really know. They don't really give you the information. That's what I don't like about Etsy. At least give me information. At least give me details, so that way I can kind of process and try to figure out, like, all right, let me do this differently. I didn't get the chance or the opportunity to fix, go back, you know, re-alter, take it down. I didn't have any of those options. Everything was shut down instantaneously, like right away. And then when you go and try to reopen another shop, that one gets shut down as well. So that's why I'm telling you all of this, so that way it won't happen to you. So this is the email that I received on November 2nd, 2022, letting me know that my Etsy shop is permanently suspended for repeatedly violating Etsy's intellectual property policy. Repeated? No, I definitely did not repeat. I was not a repeat offender. So right here it says, here's what permanent account suspension means. For my account access, I am no longer able to sell or buy on Etsy in any account. This suspension applies to this account and any other account that I may be involved in or operating. Any accounts you create or use will be terminated. So that's why I explained to you, you have to be almost like a completely different person, because they terminated my next 2 attempts to get and sell on Etsy. If you got your shop shut down permanently, how you can actually get your shop back. Just, you know, a few simple steps. I'm not sure if I'm gonna go that route, because I already invested in a new site, a new platform. I'd rather have my own domain, my own .com, where I own my shop. Yes, you know, so many people come to Etsy to shop, and you don't really have to run ads and stuff if you have, you know, a successful shop. But you spend all this time building up your platform, building up your store, creating all these listings, doing everything you can, putting your heart into it, putting your blood, sweat, and tears, and then for Etsy just to come and shut it down. So that's why I say, do not put all your eggs in one basket. Make sure you have something else to fall back on, because it's a lot to maintain. Or just make sure you're following all the rules. Make sure you're doing everything, as my uncle used to say, make sure all your T's are crossed, all your I's are dotted, and you hopefully should have no problem. But even still, I've heard horror stories on just little things. I've heard someone got this shop shut down because when they took a photo, there was something in the background of the photo that was against like the policy, but it had nothing to do with the actual listing. So there's just so many reasons why people are getting their shop shut down with no explanation or no warning. Don't come for me in the comments. I know this was my actual own fault, because I didn't do my due diligence. I didn't vlog or record at the time because I kind of was like, whatever. Etsy is just out here pulling the strings, and we're just the puppets on this string, so what can I do? I didn't really fight for my case either, although I did try calling. I did send an email, and I got some vague email letter back that was literally no explanation, no nothing. I tried even creating more accounts. I've tried reopening my shop twice in the very beginning without knowing the steps that I know now that I'm going to give you on how to reopen your shop. But now I am going to try it just to see if it actually works, and you can let me know down in the comments. But I heard someone else say this. First, if you still have your listings up, my listings are gone. If your shop is still active, and you should kind of do this regardless if you're going to stay on Etsy or even if you want to move to another site in the future. Back up all your listings. Back up all your listings. You can download it. I believe it's called CSV. I believe that, or CVS. Not CVS. Not CVS, y'all. But I believe it's the CSV format. You can download. You can back up all of your listings, all your information, because that's a lot of information to input and type in, photos, all that stuff. So you can download it, back it up, so that way you'll have it, okay? Secondly, you want to clear all your personal information off of your Etsy account. Clear all your billing, all your address, your name, get it off of Etsy, okay? And I will tell you why. So that's your next step. Clear all of your personal information because it will follow you to your next Etsy account, okay? So after all of that, you want to go and you want to get a brand new email address. Completely brand new. Do not use the same name. Don't use something similar. Get a whole new brand new email address. Then for the final step, you want to go and change your IP address. Your IP address is how they can track you. So if you open up your Etsy account, even for me, I have my Mac and then I have my laptop. So me trying to outsmart Etsy, I knew I couldn't use the same IP address or anything. I thought, oh, let me use my laptop. Let me use a new email address. Still did not work. I opened up my thing, came back hours later, shut down again. They will deactivate and permanently close and shut down any accounts associated with the account that was shut down. Okay, so even if you're living with someone and they have, an Etsy account, their Etsy account could potentially be at risk as well to getting shut down because you're on the same IP address. So in order to change your IP address, you need to shut your entire Wi-Fi down for at least 24 to 48 hours. Now, before you do that, you need to go on Google and just type in, what is my IP address? It'll give you your IP address, write it down, shut everything off for at least 24 hours, come back up, reboot it, and then go back to Google and see if your IP address has changed. So then go ahead, type in Google, what's my IP address? If your IP address is new, comes up new, now you are all set and good to go, okay? So now you can go ahead and create a brand new Etsy account with a brand new IP address, new email address, change your shop name for God's sakes. Do not use the same name that you used in the previous Etsy account, okay? So Etsy will track and link all your IP address, email address, your shop name, all of that. So make sure it's all differently, especially your IP address. Even if you have to go and use someone else's Wi-Fi, listen, do what you gotta do if you want to get back on Etsy. But the next time you get back on Etsy, please make sure you are following all the rules. All the rules, okay? So I was caught red-handed. Of course, yes, I was doing something that I wasn't supposed to be doing, selling something that I wasn't supposed to be selling on Etsy platform. The only thing was I would have preferred Etsy say, okay, let's take the listing down and then still keep your shop. No, they shut my whole shop down. So I wrote them, I appealed them. They have where you can, send an appeal, but they wasn't trying to hear it. I can't find the letter, but they sent me back some vague letter response. That's probably an auto response that no one actually even looked into. Like, work with me here. They wasn't budging. I got literally a response back right away. So it lets me know it was an auto response. So I was kind of annoyed because I've only spoken to someone in customer service once, like when I first started Etsy. And it's really hard to find that customer service number. I had to dig and dig to find that number. But now when you call, it's like all auto prompts. You can hardly get anyone on the phone. So nevertheless, I just gave up. I tried, reopening my shop, but at the time I didn't follow the steps that I told you. So now I know if I do try to reopen my Etsy shop, I'll just get a brand new IP address and everything and make sure all my information is wiped clean. And then I'll see if I'll start a brand new Etsy shop. But for me right now, I'm like, it's just not worth it. You have to go through all this stuff. You have to follow their rules. It's not your site. I'd rather have something that's mine that I don't have to worry about, because you can be doing all the right things and still get your shop shut down. You really can. So I just advise you guys to just weigh all your options. Check out other platforms as well, because you don't have to use Shopify. You don't have to use WordPress or Wix. There are so many other platforms that you can use, like Uquid, and there's some others. So I'll probably do a video on that as well to give you guys some other ideas, because there's sites out here that you can have websites, really nice websites, and you're only paying like $10 a month depending upon how many listings you have. So Etsy is a great platform. I'm not on here to bash Etsy at all. I made a lot of money on Etsy. I was happy on Etsy, even with all the fees. You just have to know how to price your items accordingly. But there are other options, because Etsy is not the end all be all. There are other ways ways to sell and get your name out there, especially when you're using free advertisement with social media, TikTok and Instagram Reels. It can really help you and propel your business. So you do not have to put all your eggs in one basket and depend solely on Etsy. You can use other websites as well. So let me know if you want me to do a video on that where I can give you other website options. But in the meantime, if you are on Etsy, just please make sure you are following all the rules and make sure you're doing your trademark search, so that way you do not have to worry about trademark infringements, because Lord Jesus, I was out here selling Roblox and got dinged. Sorry, my battery just died, so I had to switch out my battery. But like I was saying, Etsy is not the end all be all, but you do need to still comply with all trademark and copyright laws, okay? So please make sure you're checking that website. The website is down below in the description box if you need it for reference, because you do not want to be infringing on anyone else's trademark. Also, make sure if you're coming out with the business that no one else has the name that you want to use for your business, okay? So just please make sure that you are free and clear to use any names that you want to have for your business, because the last thing you want is you start a business, start selling, and then find out someone else already has that name trademark. So make sure you do your due diligence. Don't be like me. Don't be naive. Don't skip this step. That's the first thing that you should do. So I hope and pray this video helped you guys out. Don't be scared of Etsy. So go ahead, start your Etsy business if you so desire. Just make sure you do all your research. Some people's shop have never been shut down. Some people's shop have been only shut down temporarily. Mine was completely shut down. So go ahead and follow those steps that I mentioned earlier. If your shop has been permanently shut down and you have been wrecking your brain trying to figure out how to get your shop reopened. So hopefully it works for you. So let me know down in the comments below what has happened to you, what's going on with your Etsy shop. I would love to know. Let's chime in. Let's help each other. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And as always, I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.